This right here is the Lofree Flow. It is a brand new low-profile mechanical keyboard, and I've been using it for a couple weeks, and I'm absolutely in love with it. So it's not perfect. I'm not going to sit here and say it's an absolutely perfect keyboard, but it's really, really good. And compared to the Logitech Mechanical Mini I reviewed a couple of weeks ago, a month ago or so, it's an absolute breath of fresh air and has restored my faith in low-profile mechanical keyboards. Now, quick disclaimer, Lofree did send this keyboard out to me to review, but as is always the case with anything that I review, they have no say over what I say in the review. They have no way to watch the review before I publish it. They're seeing it at the same time you are. And if they don't like any of those rules, then I don't do a review for the product. Lofree's been very cool through this process, but wanted to get the disclaimer out there that I did get this keyboard for free, but I can say whatever I want about it. I can make whatever video I want. I can not make a video if I don't want. I can just do whatever I want, but I'm making the video, and it's going to be a very positive one because I really like this keyboard. Okay, and let's just get to the sound test. This is the tactile version. There's also a linear version, which I haven't looked at, but this is the tactile version, and I'm going to do a sound test comparing it to the Logitech Mechanical Mini, so you can kind of get an idea for how different these keyboards sound. So sound is obviously subjective, and, you know, I do my best to record it as well as possible, but I think these sound a lot better, and the feel is really what separates them from the Logitech option. They feel so good to type on. Again, like I said, these are the tactile switches. I don't have the linear version to compare to, but it just feels really satisfying to type on. It uses Kale palm switches that are supposed to get even smoother over time, and if these get even better, if they start to feel better over time, that's just a bonus. But where they came right out of the box, I haven't done any modifications to this. I haven't opened it up. I've just kind of looked at the switches. It's really fantastic right away. Lofree also advertises this as the first low-profile keyboard with a gasket-mounted design, and you can tell a little bit when you push down. It does give a little bit, and that probably contributes to the nice, kind of just satisfying, softer feel that you might get from other low-profile mechanical keyboards. I think it's really, really great. Another big benefit of this keyboard is that it is fully hot swappable. So you can just take off the keycaps, and obviously you can replace the keycaps, but you can also replace the switches. Now, the options for keyboard switches for low-profile mechanical keyboards is less than for normal mechanical keyboards, but still, if there's a switch that you like, if you don't love these, you at least do have the option to change to something else down the road. Oh, and this should go without saying, but it is worth mentioning because the Logitech did not have this. The stabilizers on the keys on this keyboard are standard sizes, so if you buy a set of new keycaps to change the look of this board, they will actually fit, unlike the spacebar on the Logitech Mechanical Mini, which is a non-standard size, and they do not fit. I also really like the build quality here. I think the keyboard looks really, really nice. I kind of like the look of the white model better, but I don't have that again. But even this darker color one, I think looks really classy, looks really nice. The body is made of aluminum and feels really nice and cool to the touch. There's this cool little accent here on the side. The back feet are on these metal accents as well to kind of prop it up a little bit. They are not adjustable, just so you know. But yeah, I think the keyboard looks really, really nice and feels properly premium without feeling like a $400, $500 crazy mechanical keyboard. In terms of connectivity, you can do a wired connection over the USB-C connection right there, or you can do Bluetooth. You can pair it with up to 3 different devices, which you toggle between with FN 1, 2, and 3. Super easy. Works as you'd expect for this sort of keyboard, and it can switch between Windows and Mac mode with another keyboard shortcut. In terms of lighting, there is a white backlight behind the keys, which you can turn off if you prefer, And there are these accent lights on either side along the bottom, which will kind of just light up to the side of your keyboard. They are RGB, and you can set them to like 8 colors or something. You can also have them completely off, but I think they're pretty cool. And the lights do work in wired and wireless mode. So in general, this keyboard is awesome, but I did want to mention the 2 things that are kind of bummers to me, and they're relatively minor, but they are kind of bummers. Let's do the smaller one first. The included keycaps. I think the included keycaps look really nice. They look classy, they look good, but there's 2 small issues. Number 1, like I said, there's a Mac and Windows mode for this, and the included keycaps have both Windows and Mac wording on them. I would have preferred to have like Mac keys in just here by default, and then have the alternates in the box so you could swap them out for whatever you prefer. That's not the case here, but again, if you get custom keycaps, that's not an issue. Also, with the media controls up here at the top, the icons are a little weird. So for example, on the F9, that's actually next track. That's not play pause. It's a little weird. It throws me off every time. They're using the universal symbol for play as next track, and it just throws me off. Again, not a huge deal, but a little gripe, I guess, that I have with the keyboard. The other thing I don't love about this keyboard is probably a little bigger of an issue, and is one that you can't really fix, is that the function row defaults to the function keys. And what does that mean? So if you're looking at this keyboard and I want to pause my music, I would just hit F8, right? On most keyboards, yes, and that would do the function thing on Mac OS at least. But it doesn't do that here. To pause your music, you have to hold function and then hit F8. Annoying. It depends how often you do this yourself. I don't use these keys a ton, but it is annoying when I want to just pause something real quick or tweak the volume a little bit. I have to hold down a function key to actually make the change. What I would have preferred is if F1 through 12 would do the kind of media control, the volume control, brightness control, whatever. Was hoping it would do those by default, and the function key would do the F keys, and the last 3, maybe print screen, insert, and delete, would just do those. It doesn't do that. It's not the end of the world, but it's definitely a thing to know. I did ask Lofree about this, and I did confirm you cannot reprogram this keyboard. So there's no way to change that. Even in macOS settings, if you go to like swap the FN or the function keys to like the opposite of what the default is, it doesn't change it either. So yeah, just something to be aware of with this keyboard, but not the end of the world. So yeah, that's the Lofree Pro. And outside of those 2 minor issues at the end, I love this keyboard, and the test that I have for knowing whether a keyboard is really resonating with me is if I keep using it even though I'm not reviewing it currently, right? I use a Keychron Q1 as my like primary keyboard, and I really love it. There's some issues with that keyboard too, but it's super reliable, works really great for me, and is customized to my needs. But I keep using this keyboard, and it's really fantastic. I could see this as a good travel keyboard for people if you want to have like a more substantial keyboard at home, and then take this on the road with you for trips and everything. It's really small, goes in a bag. They advertise 40 hours of battery life. I haven't been able to confirm that or anything, but it charges up just fine over USB-C. So if you have any charging cables with you, you can certainly charge this up. But yeah, I really love this keyboard. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave a link to where you can buy it in the description, and I'll see you here next time. Bye-bye.